Today, we're diving into one of the most insane, heartbreaking true crime stories I've ever told. The disappearance of Steven Stayner. This isn't just a kidnapping case, it's got heroism, tragedy, and a wild twist with his brother, Cary Stayner, that'll leave you shook. We're going deep for 30 to 40 minutes, so grab a coffee, a snack, maybe a blanket, hit that like button, and let's unravel this dark tale together. Quick warning, this story gets heavy with stuff like kidnapping and abuse. I'll keep it respectful for the victims and you guys. Ready to jump into this crazy case? Let's start with Steven Stayner. Steven Gregory Stayner was born on April 18, 1965, in Merced, California, a sleepy little town where nothing big usually happens. His parents, Delbert and Kay Stayner, were hardworking folks raising 5 kids, 3 girls, an older boy named Cary, and Steven, the baby of the bunch. Picture a typical 70s family. Kids playing outside, riding bikes, going to school, no worries. That was the Stayners living a quiet, normal life. Steven was a happy 7-year-old, blonde hair, big smile, the kind of kid who'd help a stranger without thinking twice. But on December 4, 1972, that normal life got ripped apart. Steven was walking home from school, just a regular Monday, when a guy named Irvin Edward Murphy stopped him. Murphy said he was collecting donations for a church, real friendly, like. Steven, being the sweet kid he was, said, "Yeah, my mom might want to help," and told Murphy where he lived. That's when a white Buick rolled up beside them. Steven didn't hesitate. He climbed into the back seat, thinking he was doing a good deed. But that car wasn't headed to his house. It was the start of a nightmare that would last 7 years. The Stayner family had no clue their youngest son was about to vanish, and their world was about to collapse. So, who's driving that Buick? Kenneth Eugene Parnell, a guy who's basically a walking red flag. Parnell was in his 40s, a drifter with a messed up past. His dad walked out when he was a kid, leaving him and his siblings with a struggling mom. By his teens, Parnell was in and out of juvenile detention for stealing cars, setting fires, you name it. He was trouble from the jump. At 20, he got caught luring an 8-year-old boy by flashing a fake deputy badge, pretending to be a cop. Served 4 years, escaped, got dragged back. This dude was bad news. He met Irvin Murphy while working at Yosemite National Park. Parnell was a night janitor. Perfect creepy job, right? Murphy was this naive, simple guy, easily manipulated. Parnell fed him some garbage about wanting to kidnap a kid to raise in a religious way, like he was saving them. Murphy bought it, or at least went along. They drove Steven to a cabin in Cathy's Valley, just 30 minutes from Merced, so close to Steven's grandpa's house it's chilling. That first night, Parnell assaulted Steven, a terrified 7-year-old, torn from his family, stuck with this monster. Parnell told Steven his parents didn't want him, said they'd signed him over legally. Imagine being a kid, hearing your family gave you up. It crushed Steven, kept him from running. For 7 years, Parnell dragged Steven across California, enrolling him in schools under the name Dennis Gregory Parnell to look normal. He'd leave Steven alone a lot, let him drink as a kid, even gave him freedom to wander. Steven could have bolted, but he was brainwashed, scared, didn't know who to trust. A woman named Barbara Mathias lived with them for a year and a half in Santa Rosa, claiming she thought Kenneth was Steven's dad. Really, Steven's body language screamed uncomfortable, and they didn't even look alike. In 1975, Parnell allegedly told Barbara to lure a boy from a boys' club. It failed, but come on, Barbara had to know something was up. Steven was trapped in this twisted world, violated regularly, just trying to survive. By 1980, Steven's 14, hitting puberty, and Parnell's losing interest. Disgustingly, Parnell starts hunting younger kids, even tries to use Steven to lure them. Steven's not having it. He sabotages every single attempt. Absolute hero, but in February 1980, Parnell kidnaps 5-year-old Timothy White in Ukiah, California. Steven sees Timmy, knows the hell he's in for, and decides enough is enough. On March 1st, Parnell's out at his night job as a security guard. Steven grabs Timmy and they hitchhike to Ukiah, trying to find Timmy's house. He can't, so he takes him to a police station and says, "I know my first name is Steven." That line becomes legendary. Cops are stunned. Missing kid from 1972, standing there with another missing boy. Both are rescued. Parnell's arrested the next day, March 2nd. He's convicted of 2 counts of kidnapping, gets 7 years, 7, for stealing 2 kids' lives. No charges for the assaults because Merced County's statute of limitations ran out. Murphy and another accomplice, Randall Portman, get lighter charges for helping. Steven's a hero, But his story's far from over. Stephen's back home, but it's not a fairy tale. He's 14, practically a man, not the 7-year-old his parents lost. The media goes wild. Good Morning America morning shows interviews outside his house. A book and miniseries called I Know My First Name is Stephen make him famous. But it's overwhelming. At home, things are rough. Stephen's used to being alone, now he's sharing a room with Carrie, his older brother. His sisters are happy he's back, but Carrie's not thrilled about sharing space. School's worse. Kids are brutal, teasing Stephen about the abuse, questioning his sexuality, spreading rumors. It's the 80s, kids are mean, but this is next-level cruel. Stephen can't take it, drops out, starts drinking heavily. His dad, Delbert, pulls away, doesn't hug him. Stephen later told Newsweek, I returned almost a grown man, but my parents saw me as their 7-year-old. Why doesn't my dad hug me? 7 years changed them all. In 1985, Stephen finds some light. Marries Jody Edmondson, only 17. They have 2 kids, Stephen Jr. and Ashley. He works at a pizza shop in Merced, even helps with groups searching for missing kids, turning his pain into purpose. But tragedy strikes again. On September 16, 1989, Stephen's riding his motorcycle home from work. A car pulls out, they collide. Stephen dies instantly. He's just 24. His parents lose their son again, his siblings a brother, Jody a husband, his kids a dad. A Merced statue later honors Stephen and Timmy, but the Stainers are broken. Now, the twist that'll blow your mind. Carrie Stainer, Stephen's big brother, was 11 when Stephen vanished. He was wrecked, felt guilty he couldn't protect his little brother. He'd go out at night, wish on stars for Stephen to come home. Even after Stephen returned, Carrie kept wishing, then thanking the stars. Sounds sweet, right? Hold up. Carrie's life was dark. When Stephen came back, the media frenzy put Stephen front and center. Carrie was pushed aside, ignored by his parents, who were consumed by Stephen's disappearance and return. Neighbors told SF Gate. Carrie was put on the shelf, always in the background. He was frustrated, craving attention. In 1990, Carrie's uncle Jesse, who he lived with, is found shot dead in his home. Case goes cold, but Carrie's linked, never charged. Fast forward to 1999. Carrie's a handyman at Cedar Lodge near Yosemite National Park, a beautiful, isolated spot. That February, Carol Sund, her daughter Julie, and friend Silvina Peloso vanish from the lodge. They're burned out rental cars found 60 miles away with 2 bodies in the trunk. Julie's body turns up 40 miles away after the FBI gets a chilling letter with a hand-drawn map saying, we had fun with this one. Cops suspect ex-cons, but they're wrong. Then July 1999, Joey Armstrong, a 26-year-old Yosemite worker, is found decapitated near her cabin. Gary's distinctive car was seen nearby. FBI brings him in as a witness, not a suspect. They're eating pizza, casual, when Carrie cracks. He confesses to killing Joey, Carol, Julie, and Silvina. He's the Yosemite killer. Tried to negotiate for gross stuff like images of young girls, picking that over-reward money for his family. Total monster. He's convicted, sentenced to death row. A psychiatrist later said Carrie had dark urges since he was 6, compounded by family trauma, neglect, alleged abuse by his uncle, even their dad's own dark history. The Stainers had abuse going back generations. This case is unreal. Stephen and Carrie both faced trauma, but their paths split hard. Stephen was kidnapped, abused for 7 years, yet became a hero, saved Timmy, built a family. Carrie, neglected, allegedly abused, turned into a serial killer. Nature or nurture, Stephen's story lives on in a book, a miniseries, and a Merced statue of him holding Timmy's hand. Carrie's a warning of what trauma can do. Stephen's life was cut short at 24, while Carrie, the killer, got to live longer, even creating art on death row. Cruelest irony, Stephen saved a boy from his nightmare, but couldn't save himself. Carrie, who took lives, still breathes. What do you think shaped them? Wow, what a wild, tragic case. Stumbled on this in a Reddit rabbit hole and had to share. My heart's with the victims' families. I donate part of these video proceeds to victims' causes, because telling these stories is big, but helping matters more. Drop in the comments, nature or nurture. More true crime deep dives. You're eating these up based on the views and comments, but tell me what else you want to see. Smash subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see your beautiful, twisted faces in the next video. Stay safe, you freaks. Bye.